to this week's podcast from Eastern Europe.
It's time for Minerals with TheVugCast, starring your host, Justin Zzyzx. This week on TheVugCast, an interview with Star Van Scriber, Rob Lavinsky in San Francisco, Japanese Stibnite, and more. And here's your host, Justin Zzyzx.
Hello and welcome to Season 2 of TheVugCast. We're back for Season 2, bringing you 10 new episodes of our show. And we're going to feature a whole bunch of different topics, including mineral cleaning, some basics of mineral collecting, and a lot of other fun things, including all the great mineral news that we bring you each week. So, well, let me tell you about what we did while we were off on our break. TheVug.com, that's Brandy and I, we went to Munich, Germany for the 2009 Munich Mineral Show. And we had a great time there and brought you lots of videos that you can find available on TheVug.com. And after the show, we spent a while traveling around Eastern Europe and going to various art and mineral museums. So one of our stops was in the city of Prague in the Czech Republic. And while we were in Prague, we spent a bit of time visiting Heliodor, the company owned by the Van Scriber family. And we got a chance to sit down and talk about minerals from the Dal'negorsk area in eastern Russia. And I think you're going to enjoy the minerals from that distant place. Really cool stuff. So we'll bring you that interview coming shortly. And immediately after returning home from the Munich show, I went over to the Costa Mesa show, which actually turns out that will be the last mineral show we can call the Costa Mesa show, because now it has been moved on to the Fairplex in Pomona. So if you want to find out more information about that, check out Marty's in Expos. You can find them online, and I'm sure you'll be able to find out all their show dates coming up, and so we'll definitely bring you the news about the new show in Pomona when it happens. And that same weekend, I went up to San Francisco, and Rob Lavinsky was hosting a semi-public mineral viewing. And the nice thing is that I've been to Rob's mineral viewings on both coasts now, and they're really always a lot of fun to go to because I get to run into a lot of other collectors from the area, and a lot of people fly in for these events. It's really interesting, and you get to see all these great minerals that Rob has brought from the Arkenstone and centered in Dallas, Texas, and quite a nice hospitality special Rob has set up there. So it's always a lot of fun to go check out his events. And so while I was there, I saw this knockout stibnite from Japan. I mean, just fantastic. And that's the thing I want to show you right now. What's going on with this stibnite? This is fantastic.
Yeah, well, it's an old American Museum of Natural History specimen. Came out in a trade in '71, went into a private collection, and it's been in that gentleman's collection until 2 months ago when Rob acquired the bulk of the collection, and I acquired it from Rob. Well, he was negotiating for the collection. He told me about it, and I acquired it from him.
That's amazing.
Sight on scene. It's a Japanese. I said it's obviously a very interesting and very nice piece.
Yes, these stopped coming out quite some time ago. When did that mine shut down?
Well, most of the specimens like this came out in the 1880s.
That's a very
those were the
fun
big times, 1884, 1886, and a small pocket of similar material that doesn't look just like this in 1911, and then 1922 the mine essentially ran out of gas.
Fantastic.
Finally sealed in 1955 to 57, and cemented all the portals shut, and it's just reconstituted the hillside. Today you can't even tell that there's a mine on the mountain.
I've seen some nice large single crystals from here, but I've never seen a cluster quite as fine as this one. Wow, that is ridiculous.
This has also been hidden away for about 40 years, so just coming back to the light of day. It's
See how large that is? That's well over a foot.
it's about 15 inches, 15 and a half inches. So.
Fantastic. Hey, wasn't that cool? You certainly don't get to see stibnite crystals from Japan very often, and I'm very glad I could bring you that video clip. So, while in San Francisco, we took a little time to speak with Rob Lavinsky about the San Francisco Gathering and MineralAuctions.com, our sponsor here on the TheVugCast. So check them out, MineralAuctions.com. And Rob has been doing these mineral showcases in San Francisco and New Jersey for several years now. And I don't want you to take my word on how great they are. Here's Rob Lavinsky to tell you in his own words.
What we try and do is, especially for people who can't get down to Tucson between the shows, go to a few areas of the country once a year. Just set up. It's very relaxing. It's very calm.
Yeah.
All day to talk minerals. People bring in things to trade and sell. What I try and do is introduce some of the older collectors, and if there's a club in the area, them as well, to the newer collectors.
Yeah.
But you can't do that with beer flats out of the trunk of your car. So
Right.
we do, a little
spiff
bit.
it up a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit of a setup to
Yeah.
get a feel for how these things really
Fantastic, and I had a great time today. There was a lot of my friends here today at the show, and got to catch up with some people, and that was a good time. So thank you, Rob.
Thanks.
for bringing this to San Francisco.
So you want me to show you something?
Yes, please do.
Set a rock aside.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Orongo's a hotbed of new discoveries, and yes, everybody's been gazing at these wonderful aquamarines that you have here.
But this is
Tell
an
me.
easy thing. They're relatively cheap.
Yes.
I think. I bought a big lot, and I'm asking for money on the high-end pieces.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the rest, these are mostly $500 and down. And,
Well, look at this flat. $100 each for this flat. And yes, when you're talking about these really fantastic combo specimens of shoral and aquamarine, you really can't beat that.
yeah, so I tried to let some out reasonably.
Yeah.
And I'll throw some into my auctions, too.
Oh, great. MineralAuctions.com. New auctions every week, including fine minerals and occasionally some super fine minerals at $999 starting prices.
And some at $10.
Yes,
We call them
absolutely.
spikers. It's designed to keep you paying attention.
There you go. And yes, it's always really interesting to hear from everybody on the sleepers that get by on MineralAuctions.com. So definitely a site worth watching every week. Yeah, that's a really cute one.
For a few $100s.
Yeah,
You can't get anything like that from Pakistan.
No, certainly not. And you got I love it when they're on a nice one of these weathered feldspar blocks.
$200. I'm
Yeah.
crazy.
Rob, I've actually been to Orongo, and the funny thing is I've been telling everybody today
They cost more there.
yeah, you could pretty much go there, and if you're not skunked, if you actually do find some crystals, it's probably cheaper just to high grade your flats here and pull out the real killers that you like and save the traveling for another time.
There's a customer in agony over just that thing.
That's right.
Going in the bag.
All right,
Got the
excellent.
receipt.
Good man.
We checked that up the door.
So I'll throw some of these into my auctions.
Excellent.
And speaking of the auctions, you wanted to talk about them?
Yeah, well, what's going on with MineralAuctions.com? You got anything really spectacular coming up besides the normal amount of
Random.
fantastic auctions starting every week? So
Yeah, the problem is keeping the variety, so I'm always on the lookout for big collections where I can buy 1,000 pieces of which I pay a stupid premium for some killers.
right.
But once I've done okay on those and moved the majors, I can afford to push a lot more to auctions than I might otherwise have done. So actually,
Right.
with the Whitmore collection, we're about to put 500-600 pieces
Wow.
over to auction. Things that are $100 to $2,000.
Fantastic. And the Whitmore
it's-
collection specializing in
Old classics, American
Yeah.
classics. But
Yeah.
I do it without regard to cost basis.
Wow.
And some
So
I
that's-
win, some I lose.
definitely the chance to get some wonderful deals on some sleeper minerals at MineralAuctions.com. So definitely check that out. And of course, you can find links to that around the front page of the Vug. So I always really enjoy the minerals on display in Rob's cases. He always brings such fantastic material. And there's just so much great, colorful, and well crystallized material. I thought I'd pick out one rock and show you what my favorite single, most colorful crystallized specimen from Rob Lavinsky's showcase. So check out this specimen. I want to show you a mineral that I really enjoy, and that is this lovely cobalt-and calcite from the Congo. And pink calcites and dolomites are actually quite common from the Congo. However, crystals with this kind of form and bright color are not typically very common, and definitely some of the finest cobaltian calcites from Africa. So this one here is a very fine one with a little hint of malachite at the base. Nice, lovely, rich color and great scalahedral form. Beautiful specimen here. Wasn't that a really cool calcite? I love that bright pink color. It's really extraordinary. But anyway, enough about that. That was a lot of fun visiting with Rob. So now, on to our main feature, an interview with Star Van Scriber in the city of Prague. Star runs the company Heliodor, along with his wife and his dad. We took the time to visit with Star and talk about his specialty, minerals from Dal'negorsk, Russia. I am sitting here in Prague and enjoying my time immensely, and that is much to the regard of one Star Van Scriber. Star, I am sitting here at your lovely warehouse in the outskirts of Prague, and just overcome by all of the great minerals here at the warehouse. I'm shocked and surprised by the sheer quantity and brilliance of all these specimens. So, well, Star, what's your specialty?
Well, basically what we specialize in, Justin, is Russian minerals. In particular, we specialize in things from Dal'negorsk, from the mines of Dal'negorsk. Been traveling to the mines of Dal'negorsk for a better part of 15 years. So we have a lot of things on the website, of course, Dal'negorsk based.
Right. You also specialize in Moroccan and worldwide classics.
Yes,
From everywhere, so always fun stuff. But I know whenever I see you at a mineral show across the world, it's going to be some fine stuff from Russia.
Yes, that's our main things. Let me show you something.
Because here's the one thing, I really don't know much about Dal'negorsk in general.
Really? That's kind of hard to believe.
Surprising, huh? I know.
We got some nice pyritites here.
Oh, check that out.
Some of these pyritites, they hit a really big pocket in Nikolaevsky about 5 years ago.
Wow, and
produced some very nice pyritites with spinel galinas.
These are really fine, and just jog my memory a little bit here. Fantastic pyritites like these were very few and far between Dal'negorsk, Mexico.
Yes, only San Eulalia.
Right.
Only San Eulalia. This size of crystals, this type's only San Eulalia.
Yeah, that's quite ridiculous.
Trepcha produced some as well, but never these wafers like these things or these crystals or this size even.
Yeah, and another nice thing is that these are just pure pyrrhotite. They're not replaced by another mineral. Yeah, exactly.
Marcasite. Everybody loves marcasite.
Right. These are way cool.
And the associations are very nice. If you look here, you can see it has very nice association with spinel twin galinas or chalcopyrites or sphalerite. It was a great pocket. It was a great thing.
Oh, so these pyrrhotites just came out of one pocket in the area, or
all these ones that you're particularly looking at all came out of one pocket in Nikolaevsky, which occurred, I believe, 2009, so that'd be about 2004.
Wow. Gotcha. So they're all basically just old things that came out of a limited find, and
you know, pyrrhotite was a common thing in Nikolaevsky when they were working the upper levels. We're very deep now in Nikolaevsky. They're probably the better part of over a kilometer deep in Nikolaevsky. So in the oxides they don't find, or the sulfides they don't find too many pyrrhotites. But the pyrrhotite crystals in Dal'negorsk got up to this size.
This size. A foot across?
Yeah. 14 inches, 12 inches across. But of course oftentimes black or in process of breakdown or marcasite recoated.
Yeah. I'm also familiar with the big pyrrhotites from Yagua, Bolivia.
Yeah.
They're often pseudomorphed into something else. Pyrite or something.
Well, you said it true. Good pyrrhotite only really occurs from two places in my taste in this world, and that's of course San Eulalia, where they come like a column.
Yeah, those are cool.
And here in Dal'negorsk they come kind of like a stop sign.
But yeah, I really dig these discs. Those
what else you want to see? Some more sulfides?
Oh, I love the black rocks.
Black rocks. You're one and few between. There's nice stalarite. Just nice things.
Oh, that's cool though. I mean, hey, you got a matrix of clear and white, so that gives you a nice. And they're nice and isolated too on here.
Yeah, I don't like the ones that are all. I sell them, of course.
Right.
But together, all looking like a mush. I like them individually set, and most importantly, it's got to have some contrast to it.
Yeah. Man, it must be quite an ordeal to get these guys cleaned up, though.
Oh, you got to do a lot of work. Yeah, you got a lot of acid work going on here. You got a lot of air abrasive work going on.
Hours of cleaning to present these fine specimens to the welcoming public online.
This is a nice thing. Big skeletal galena crystals with sharp sphalerite sitting in between, like a little nest of quartz crystals.
That's cool. We got big, gigantic galena crystals in this thing. Wow, that's neat because it gives a real fun color contrast between the sharp black crystals and these nice metallic gray galenas, and then the quartzes running through everything. Kind of reminds me of like Peru on steroids almost.
Yeah. I think
cool.
that people will figure out, it's going to take a little bit of time, but the diversity of the mines in Dal'negorsk are unbelievable. And most importantly, the different combinations that they produce. And it's like any sulfide locality, but only difference here in Dal'negorsk, you have these fantastic fluorides. There's another pyrrhotite. We'll get to the fluorides in a minute. Here's another pyrrhotite.
Well, we'll start you out if you can hang on. Then you get to see the colorful things.
The color doesn't really come out of Dal'negorsk too much, but nice. This is a nice chalcopyrite up here.
We're supposed to be leading them on so that they keep watching, don't we?
Well, okay, color. They're
Don't shoot your
sulfides. They're
expectations down.
metallics. They're metallic colors.
Oh, that's way cool.
This is really neat with the chalcopyrite. And there's our loving pyrite there growing.
Yeah, it's kind of like almost filling in a crack in that pyrrhotite.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
this was a different pocket. This particular type. But
Yeah.
the
Well, I mean, how many mines does it encompass the Dal'negorsk area?
actually pyrrhotite only comes from one. It comes from all the mines in the area, but good crystals only come from one. And that's of course Nikolaevsky.
Mm-hmm.
But it does come from the second Soviet, and it does come from the Verkhney mine. But in the Verkhney mine, they're so paper thin, you blow on them, they fall off. But they're beautiful. They're beautiful up to 2 and 3 inches across.
Right.
But they're very, very thin.
Up to 1 or 2 millimeters thick.
Probably more like 1 millimeter thick. Let's look at some fluorides. Want to look at some fluorides?
Yes, I would love to look at some fluorides.
There you go.
Fluorides. Who doesn't love fluorides? Hey, I thought we were going to add some color here.
Yeah, they're optical white fluorides.
Well, that is
So
something that
white
you
is a
definitely do
wonderful
not
color.
see very frequently,
I'll
though.
put some of them out here. You can kind of look at it there
Yeah.
and say what you see in them.
That's pretty
That's
wild.
a neat thing.
I mean, honestly, the clear fluorides. Where else do you find those? We go collect fluoride all over the place, and yeah, clear fluoride is something that you usually see massive. And I'm trying to think of all the locations that produce clear fluorides. Do you have any that come to mind?
Fort Wayne.
Okay,
But
yeah,
not
right.
white. Not white.
Yeah,
Clear- clear means-
they're like yellow that
Yes.
didn't get enough color in them.
Yes. Dal'negorsk is the only place that I really know that produces these really nice optical fluorides. That's why they're so sought after in the
Yeah.
marketplace. Yeah.
Right.
My fluorides are the hottest thing I have on my webpage. They're what sells the most.
Yeah.
This one.
Really? Huh.
Yes, the fluorides sell the best actually, and also of course my calcite variations. But
Yeah, those
particularly
calcites are great. We'll get to those in a moment, right?
This pocket here was a neat thing. It never really ever happened in octahedrons. There were always cubes or modified cubes. This pocket came out, I don't know. I'd have to look up in the information, but I think probably about 7 years ago, and it produced these modified octahedrons, and with nice. Usually, if it did happen, it always came out matte. Yeah, these came out very nice. These
are
sitting on a
certainly
wonderful
gemmy.
matrix of crystals of sphalerite all included up in them.
Yeah, these are fantastic. And hey, if you want to see some nice pictures of these, heliodor1.com, and you can also reach that on the front page of the Vug, right there on the left-hand side. Good stuff. That is something I really dig, because what's going on is the fluorite crystal is growing on kind of like a plate of that quartz.
Yeah.
Yeah, and since they're really nice optically clear fluorites, the underneath the matrix shines right through the fluorites and makes it look really interesting.
Well, that's why I think they get their name. They call them optical fluorides in the
Right.
marketplace from the people and collectors, but it's because it just magnifies that matrix so intensely. Yeah. You didn't probably notice it here, but if you look in here, you'll see you got all these quartz crystals going every which way, all up included inside there.
Oh, I noticed.
Yeah, I'm sure you did, Justin. Very little ever gets by you.
I'm a sharp cookie, what can I say?
There's some some other nice things. Take a look there. It's just more fluorides, different habits.
Yeah, that's cool though.
And then we're looking at two different mines here. We're looking at, this one happens to come from the second Sovietsky mine, which is a very uncommon place to produce white fluorides. But this is what usually happens in the second Sovietsky mine, these nice green fluorides that they get there.
Oh, cool.
It's very pale green,
yeah.
but with a very light calcite on it.
Yeah, that's fun. It's got like a spine of calcite running in between the groups of fluorites here on the side.
Yeah, I've often wondered, should we get rid of the calcite? But you know what? Let it be.
Unless there's more fluoride underneath, it doesn't mark it. No, you could. Now you got the calcite's kind of almost homogenized with the fluoride running in between and everything.
Nice combination.
Yeah, it's sharp and yeah, that is a very interesting light green color. Strip on.
But these are like these are the Verkney mine calcites. For me, the Verkney mine calcite. This is now we do have aragonite going.
Yeah,
up in
yeah,
there.
absolutely. A very classic combination for Dal'negorsk mines is these aragonite sticks to be running through the calcites.
So this is specifically the Verkney though. It produces for me the best calcites.
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones that are usually the gemmiest.
Yeah, this is a fantastic specimen.
Twins.
I really like that one.
Yeah, there's this. So this is the Verkney mine.
Wait, and you say they get bigger, huh?
Yes, they get much bigger actually. They can get up to probably 10 inches in size.
Wow, yeah, because this is.
But of course, extremely rare.
I mean, look at that. That's pretty cool.
They come out of pocket. The pockets. Yeah, it's very simple. If the calcites survive, it's about how the blast goes, and it's about the water. They're all full of water, so that's why we have such good quality calcites.
Oh wow, yeah.
And a lot of times it absorbs the blast. The water in the pocket does, and it saves them from being
shattered into a million pieces of calcite roof.
The bore quarry produces these kind of things. These little like UFO shaped things or
That's so
mushrooms.
weird.
We call them calcite mushrooms.
That's so weird.
That's the bore quarry, which is just literally across the road, right over there. It's maybe 600 yards away, I would say.
Wow.
From the locality of the Verkney, but it's on the opposite side of the mountains, and also a rare earth mine, basically.
And it helps that you know quite a bit of Russian.
yeah.
Got one over there.
Oh, I've had fun in Russia, that's for sure.
All right, so how do we say stop sign in Russian?
Stop.
Not too hard. Okay.
Stop. Come on, it's like halt.
Yeah. That's cool.
Communists had it all figured out,
so
man, how to make people to stop.
Yeah. That's pretty wild. Oh, whoa.
This thing, which is like a charcas, very similar poker chip calcite. This is from Second Soviet and is very abnormal for the mines in. Whatever, I've seen it one time in 17 years of visiting Dal'negorsk, or 15 years, I don't remember how long it's been now.
Yeah, that's crazy. Wow.
So we got the Verkney, we got the Bor, and now we got the Second Sovietsky, and let's see, what do we got from Nikolaev?
I mean, how many different habits of calcite must they have in Dal'negorsk?
Oh, you know, the Russians, they were, a friend of mine was doing some study work on writing a book, and they kind of went bankrupt, so they're not going to write the book, but they stopped at something like 239 different habits or 249 different habits before, and they still had more to photograph and to document. Yeah, they may be just slight modifications from each other, but 239 different or 49 different habits.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Let's see, you said if you want to see some minerals of color, you said.
Hey, a little bit of flash would be nice. Hey, the cool thing, all these rocks right here, we didn't pull these out of the personal. These are all specimens that were already on your website.
Yes,
That's crazy.
Everything's up on my website here. Everything that we're looking at today is up on the website, and there's a lot of other things also on the website.
So you don't have you're not keeping all the best stuff for your shows. You're giving the public everything you got.
That used to be our principles, the show live and show, but you know what? The website has become by far the premier place to sell minerals as far as I'm concerned. And so the way I look at it is everything should go on the web first and then pull for the shows.
Yeah, you know, I guess I'm guilty. I've looked at your website quite a few times, and I really do love the selection on there, but I didn't realize that some of these things were so large.
Oh, you just didn't study. You can do your study with Justin.
Gotta look at the size.
I'm very disappointed in you.
You should be.
Justin.
I just didn't realize. Look at that monster.
For a manganese calcite, that's a pretty neat thing.
I bet this fluoresces like.
Yes, it does. A bright orange. We can actually show it later, maybe if you'd like.
Wow.
But it's a nice thing.
Sheesh. That's odd. I'm going to not pick this specimen up. I don't think I need to.
Yeah, well, we'll put it back over there.
No, hey, you don't have to put it back. We can sit here and admire it. It's man, that's a really fantastic.
Nice striations, huh?
That is.
Feel them. They're great.
Anyway, well, that's a pretty cool rock. I'd use that for a doorstop at a hotel.
I think they make a good doorstop, actually. But you got to be careful because calcite cleaves, so you wouldn't want to whack it with the door, or else your expensive doorstop would get busted.
Yeah,
so
well, I mean,
it might be better to put it up on the shelf, actually.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Who knows? Depends if you're a baller. You can just order a bunch of them from you, and then as they get whacked, then replace them.
Yeah, but
Good idea. Kanye West, are you listening to me? Baller doorstop right here.
Yeah, some quartzes, different types of quartzes.
Quartzes. Now this is the only thing I know about
growth interference, Japanese twin.
Dal'negorsk is all the cool quartzes from there.
You probably didn't know, but actually pretty good amethyst.
Hey, check that out. Where's this? Is this from the
Boar Quarry?
Oh,
yeah.
Crazy.
But again, this is also something that was not too long ago. It was very common 30 years ago. It was everywhere. The Russians hated looking at it. They threw it in the dumps. They couldn't stand the stuff so much.
Really?
And then it disappeared for 25 years, and about 6 years ago they hit a big hole with a bunch of it in it, and I bought it. And it hasn't been found again since.
Oh, wow, crazy.
The mines that produced in Dal'negorsk so long, and of course in their beginning years,
I'm like, what's the Boar Quarry operated for? Is that the place that they were getting all of their boron?
Absolutely. Yes.
That's the funny thing. Yeah, people. Sometimes people don't realize the history involved in, mining operations. About some countries, if they're not able to import, valuable commodities like boron back in the '60s, where would you get it from?
Yeah, no.
Crushing up Datalite, which is what, like 3% boron by weight or something.
I don't know. I'm not sure of that question, but they crush Datalite and they crush skarn.
Oh yeah.
And skarn, I believe, is higher.
Really?
Because I believe so. I'm not sure.
All
we'd
just
have to
disseminated
check.
in there.
Yeah, we'd have to check. I don't know, but to be very honest, the mines in Dal'negorsk have no rhyme or reason to be operating in the world. More likely, they need to be shut down because they're sulfide localities that basically we don't need zinc, we don't need the different things, lead and different things, but probably because of the social unrest that the mines closing down would cause, they continue to subsidize the mines in Dal'negorsk. But even up to this day, the mines in Dal'negorsk are subsidized. They are not profitable mines.
Well, yeah.
The Russians will close these things eventually. And it's already with the crisis and stuff, they went 8 months with no work. So they're still flirting around the edge. They're flirting around the edges, right?
Yeah. Oh, bummer. Well, that's the problem when these. I mean, it's not like these things are pouring out of the mines, and when the mines do finally close, then
there's a tremendous amount, a lot less production. Well, when I first started going to Russia, they were doing 3 kilometers a month under Nikolai. Today they do 165, 175 meters.
How long you been going to Dal'negorsk now?
Somewhere between 13 and 15 years. I'd have to sit down and think about it and look back.
Go through the memory books and
look at the tickets. The old passports, the visas.
Yeah, that's
been
cool.
visiting Russia now for almost 19 years. It'll be 19 years this March, but I've been visiting Russia for 18 years.
Wow. What are the combinations on the amethyst? Anything else that forms with the amethyst? Or
sparkly apophyte sometimes will grow over them.
Oh, that's cool.
Little microcrystals of sparkly apophyte will grow over. Kind of like what goes on with this.
Nothing wrong
with
with
this
that.
calcite. This little sparkly things like this.
That's cool. Well, the calcite. Oh, that's too much, man. Let's go over these things first. All right. So this thing is really wild because when I first saw it, I was just thinking, oh, what a neat growth interference quartz cluster. All right, because Russia's got to be famous for these funky razor blade diced up quartz crystals. I mean, they looks like somebody took a razor blade and just started hacking at these things.
Yeah, they are nice things,
They're cool.
and they're very nice out of Russia in particular.
And then finally, I realized why this piece is so cool. It took me a while. I'm just not sharp today. It must be this air in Chetsky.
That's something about this wonderful place where I live. I'm sure that probably we're distracted by all the beauty around you. And sometimes it happens, you lose your breath.
Yeah. It's pretty fantastic. So, but hey, check this out. Big Jack Paul twin on this sucker. That's pretty crazy. I'm going to assume that all of the quartzes from this location all have at least one gigantic Japwall twin on them, right?
No, for sulfide localities generally, or lead zinc localities generally produce Japanese twins like crazy.
Skarns, yeah, too.
Yeah, but if you generally look around and from Dal'negorsk on the marketplace, you can hardly find a Japanese twin. They're rare as can be.
Wow.
But this thing came out of its 4 quarry again. It's huge, and then on top of it, it's growth interference. It has growth interference going on with it.
It's the quartz that says "I love you."
It's a big heart.
Yeah, that's way cool. That's way cool. Yeah, awesome. There's a vast quantity of fantastic minerals that come out of there, and they've even got a couple colorful ones too. Just a couple. Closely related to the wonderful tourmaline.
So you remember we were talking about earlier?
Daylight.
Where do you think these two things are from? You know a lot. Where do you think these two things are from?
These are from the Boar Quarry, right?
Well, that one is, yes.
Oh, this one's from a different location.
Yes.
This one's from the same location that the calcites with the aragonites.
Yes, correct, Justin. So you do know a lot. That's very good. This is, yes, from the Verkney mine.
Wow, crazy. So, 2 different locations.
Blades, these blades.
Yeah, these razor sharp blades with the calcite crystals kind of perched up in there. Is that calcite?
Popholite.
Oh, wow.
Little sharp, little popholites.
See, I don't know. That's why I come to the expert here. A little bit of education for me. Hey, well now I think I might be able to hold my own with the general public when it comes to Dal'negorsk.
I think you'll do just fine. If you don't, pick up the phone and give me a call.
Alright, absolutely. Or I will shoot you an email. I'll find it out on heliodor1.com. That's cool.
Answer all your questions.
That's neat. This has got the nice light lime green color, but really sharp razor blade crystals. And then this thing has that wonderful green color that I've come to expect from fine Russian daylights.
Yeah, I think the daylights are some of the. Well, I mean, there's a lot of places for good daylights actually in the world.
Yeah.
But I think I hold the candle up with a lot of the good localities. And the daylights coming, they just don't seem to come anymore out of bore.
Yeah.
These are both the daylights you're looking at are a good 6-7 years older.
Horrible. And to think that these things were crushed up to make steel harder and to make rocket fuel.
Shoot at the Americans.
Yeah. How'd that go for you?
Help the Iranians, maybe.
I would have much rather had the daylights.
Yeah. These are when they find these pockets, they say they're. I've never been in the pockets in bore because it's you're allowed to go in the mine. You're not allowed, but you can always sneak in, of course. But anyways, but I've never gone and seen any of the pockets of daylight because it's always in a heavy trafficked area and it would just be a problem. But they say you can walk in these things in the mines, in the pockets in bore. Walk in pockets.
Bore, certainly not a bore.
Then there was about 3 years ago there was a really neat find at bore which was produced. It needs to be clean, but if we had a little bit of light you'd see it. But there's very gemmy green andradite garnets.
Oh, I just want to let you know at home, Engineer Brandy did just roll her eyes really hard at that horrible, horrible thing I just said. Alright, anyway, sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt because what? This is a what again? Garnet?
An andradite garnet.
Get out of
it's
here.
Dark. It's very dark here. What we're looking at today, and the sun has now come to an end here in the Czech Republic for
soon
today.
it will be 3:30 and nightfall will be upon us and the vampires will come out and...
Oh, yes. We have to get home. Gotta take Toto there with us too.
Yeah, the guard dog there.
Yeah, she's guarding good there.
Yeah,
Okay, good job, Rixie.
Yep. Hey, you better watch out. Don't try and come over here without an invitation. The dog will be all over you. Slaughter.
I wouldn't mess with her.
Alright, so anyway, this is really cool, and I do not tend to think about these when I think about Dal'negorsk. Now, okay.
No, you think about Stanley Butte. It looks exactly like something out of Stanley Butte.
Yeah,
With get rid of the crud.
Yeah, my beginner stupidity will causes me to believe that those green quartzes with the red garnets are from Dal'negorsk as well, where in fact they're from 60 kilometers away, or
Yeah, it's like about 75 kilometers away. And I do have
Even
some
further.
that I wanted to bring to show you.
those are cool. I mean, those are like my favorite specimens from there. Well, that and the red quartz too. The red quartz are cool, but regardless. This garnet is really hot.
That means you don't like it, huh?
No, I love it. No, what? I like it. I love this garnet.
You
It's
don't like my
beautiful.
garnet.
No, it's beautiful. Look,
No, come on, say it.
typical scarring deposit, garnet, nice big block of crystals, and just a smidgen of quartz on there. Oh, wait.
Cross interference quartz.
Almost a Jap-Wall twin right there.
Yeah, no, it's actually when you really start looking at them, the Japanese twins are very small in the matrix. You have to really look at your matrix and you'll find them. They're hiding.
Well, that's interesting. Did that have to be burned out of some calcite, or?
No, this is like basically a calcium crud that grows on it with lime. I don't know what else you want to call them, but this needs to go into. This will all come off in acid.
Oh, cool. Hasn't even been acid washed yet. So.
And some of the best things that ever came out of
that's
Dal'negorsk, of course, are from the first Sovietsky mine, which of course the first Sovietsky mine was closed. Now today it's about 25 years ago.
Oh wow!
So we never really ever saw anything that came from this mine or any of the production of this mine, but the fantastic ilvites that they put. But unfortunately, there hasn't been an ilvite find for the better part of 18 years. That specimen there was sitting in a pocket all by itself not so long ago, maybe 5 years ago we had got the piece.
God.
But good ilvites, they came also in big pockets, but the last big pocket was probably 16 or 18 years ago.
What is this, like 7 centimeters long or something like that?
Let's see. Let's check it. We'll use the good old handy measuring.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good guess. 7 centimeters. I would expect you're right. We can get the ruler out and check it, but I would expect you're very right.
Yeah, well,
You know your minerals, Justin.
Guessing,
you know your size, you know your
minerals,
minerals,
and the more I think about it after I leave here, it'll continue to grow, and
it'll be 9 when you get home.
Yeah, when I come back, I'll say to you, where's that 12 centimeter large ovite?
They did exist in such sizes, 12, 14 centimeters.
It'll continue to grow, and then over time, this will shrink.
I put it back in the magic crystal growing kit over there. I bought one when I was in Munich right now.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
We were thinking about it. I was, what can we grow chocolate plate to?
I'm talking my ilvite.
Bright blue crystals. This is new find from Poland.
New find from Prague.
Alright, so sometimes some really special things happen in Dal'negorsk and you get some really limited finds. This is arsenopyrite, which you would expect it to be a common thing in Dal'negorsk, but of course it's not, and fortunately it's not, but look at the size of these crystals, these are huge. Wow.
And I think a pocket was found, I don't know, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, with about 55 or 65 pieces in it total. Everything not nicely crystallized like that thing.
Yeah. Oh, that's fun. Those are really sharp, nice large crystals, and that sugary quartz overgrowth on there really gives it some nice contrast.
Great brilliance on things too.
Yeah, wow.
But the really
if it was a thumbnail, Brandy would be all over this thing.
Look at these crazy things that happen in Dal'negorsk.
Ah, see, now that's what I'm talking about. We got some color going on now.
It's only no one's ever done any color. You love color, huh? That's all you want to do.
Hey, color sells, man.
And you said you like the black uglies at the beginning here. Now you want color. You've been yelling color the whole time. What's up?
Hey, come on. Do you tell the ugly girls they're ugly? I mean, you gotta be nice to them all.
Rocks don't hear nothing. Come on. They feel, dude. Come on. They know better.
This rock is all like, hey, Star, you should let Justin take this one home, man.
I felt it too.
Yeah. That's cool. So tell me about these funky red quartzes.
The red quartz is a really interesting story. They found this pocket, and they actually found this area in the mine. These come out of the oxide zones in Nikolaevsky, or second Sovietsky, and they found this zone maybe 15 or 20 years ago, and they hit a pocket of these things, but they never knew how to clean them.
Oh yeah.
And one man went back in there and started collecting these things because he had an idea of how to clean them, and sure enough, he started cleaning them. It's where this needle type, they came out first, and there was only 3 total pockets found, one right after another one. But this needle type came out first. Then came out these ones with the clear tips and red stems, and then came out these short stubby ones.
These short stubby ones are cool because the color runs solid through them.
Yes,
that's really nice. The needle ones are nice. They look really fragile though.
They're actually not as fragile as they look.
Yeah.
But I'm a little surprised actually.
They're scary.
But the thing, they have this color combination.
I like
these things sell like crazy off the website, as you can understand.
Red quartz.
Red quartz in
Red
general.
quartz. I don't know. Red quartz though, not quite as cool as green quartz.
Green quartz, the green quartz there was a small pocket found in Dal'negorsk with a pastelish color, but those are pretty much all sold out on my website.
Yeah.
But
Those
there's a
are weird
locality, I
ones.
think it's about 75 kilometers away.
Yeah.
It's called Siniarichka, which means blue river. And the river really is blue. It's a beautiful thing. It's not,
Okay.
It's not blue.
I was kind of thinking of.
It produces these fantastic things. No, it's actually mountains.
Awesome. Not bogs. It's a beautiful
Mountainous. Very mountainous,
next to a
yes.
river. Next to a blue
Very
river.
similar to
Fantastic.
a Yosemite kind of looking place.
Wow.
Not as big a mountain as Yosemite, of course.
Now I kind of want to go.
Find nice trout, catch nice trout in the rivers. Bears come and visit the place every day. And of course, you're overloaded by bugs galore.
Oh yeah, sweet. Sounds kind of like Northern Canada.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, similar like this. You definitely don't want. You have to smoke them out, and it doesn't. I wouldn't go there to work. Well, I would if I had to, but
Well, I would if you could promise me I'd find some
you
cool
wouldn't-
green
You
quartz.
wouldn't want to go there when you got like 7 horseflies sitting on your butt, eating
And-
on it while you're buried down the hole. We'll see how long you want to stay.
Plus,
there.
exactly. And I know the reality of the situation here. This is exactly what we're talking about with a scarring deposit. You've got your garnets on here, your bright, nice green quartzes, and they're green because you have inclusions of Hedenbergite in there.
Yes.
And the reason why you have Hedenbergite in there, it's a scarring deposit, and scarring deposits are harder than Chinese algebra.
Oh man, these are backbreakers and arm breakers and everything.
Yeah, I would assume that blasting caps would be your best friend when you're going digging for these things.
Unfortunately, they can't blast in the air. Because
Ah!
it's not a working place. It's private. And they have a license from the state, and they're not. After 9/11, everything changed. Everything changed.
Well, then these things are hard won then.
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
my gosh, because the scarns are some of my favorite things to dig on because the minerals that come out of them are fantastic, and they're my least favorite thing to dig on because
The hearts.
12-pound sledgehammers just sing.
Yep.
Wow, that's crazy. This one's awesome. They got like a spine of quartz running across that. This one's got a bit better of a green color to it, and the garnets are a bit bigger.
Bigger crystals and a little darker red.
Yeah.
This is a really neat thing. You like quartz, don't you, Justin?
I love quartz. In fact, one of my first collections was colored quartzes. And
It's funny, it's not a black mineral though. Well, I guess you can get some black quartzes, of course.
Yeah, of course. Smoky quartz. I mean, that's black, right?
That's true. That's true.
That is killer. I mean, okay, so that's the thing. Whenever I used to go to Tucson, one of my favorite things to do was hit up all the Russian dealers and gobble up as many of these green quartzes as I could find. I never saw a double terminated one like this.
It's one.
Oh, yeah.
It was one in the whole season last year.
You'd see like the spindly double terminated ones, but they'd always have like offshoot growths.
Yes, or incompletion.
Right.
Yeah.
This is like a barbell. No, I'm not gonna develop any muscles doing that, but
You don't think so? Why don't you try it again? You have to meditate and believe that it is a very heavy one, Justin, and then you'll be able to do the proper exercise that you need.
light as a feather, stiff as a board.
Anyways,
Alright.
some more. There's only a couple more here, but these are just a few samples of some of the things that we have up on the site. These ones are in the process of being rephotographed, but they should be up on the site here in just
Hey, so if I wanted to see them on your site, where would I be going to on the
You can
internet?
you can look up on www.helidor1.com.
Alright. Sounds good. Any other options?
No, if you need to get a hold of me, you can reach me at star@helidor1.com. If you need to reach my wife, you can reach Lena at helidor1.com.
She's
Or,
much more interested in
the
talking.
patriarch father, you can find him at Brad@helidor1.com.
He's the important one to talk to.
If you want a brain there, you definitely write to Brad. If you want a deal, you write to me. If you want to talk to somebody pretty, you write to Lena. There you go.
And speaking of Lena, she's the head honcho in charge of the eBay division as well, right?
Yes, Lena Helidor1 on eBay. Yes.
Yeah.
She is the head honcho about eBay. Yeah.
Got the passion for the auction house.
I love eBay. It's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, so lots of great deals, and hey, you can even go on there and make an offer on some of your rocks, and don't expect to get any super deals. No.
You can get super deals. It's a good time for a super deal, actually.
But good, go on
But if you're
there.
gonna just buy one rock, you ain't getting no super deal.
No, it's kind of, we'll
One fine mineral specimen.
Yeah, well, you definitely have thousands of them on there to choose from.
Yes.
How many specimens do you have on eBay right now?
On eBay, we have 1,500 pieces up, and on the website, we are about 2,800 pieces.
So
available
set
at
your
this time.
search results for 100 per page, and you got 15 pages of results to
Yes.
go through. That's ridiculous.
More than half the pieces that are up on the website are Russian involved. Probably 2/3 of the pieces up on the website are Russian,
Right.
and the rest pretty much big part of Moroccan, and then a lot of.
I've seen some
classical
pretty
ones.
crazy things on there. Big, gigantic azurite blades and the Knights of Stibnite and all kinds of fun stuff.
We do our best.
And
we do our best.
I've already proofed your auctions and everything. No fake rocks here.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That makes me happy.
Yeah.
Fake rocks. That's not a good thing.
And it's really cool. You got not only do you have really aesthetic and pleasing, interesting minerals, but you also really have minerals. I mean,
We like to deal with real minerals.
Rocks.
We're not just stuck on color. we like a lot of metals and just mineralogy. That's what this business is about. This business is about mineralogy, not only color.
yeah. Well, hey, it's also nice when you got some mineralogy and some color in there too.
Yeah.
But I like my black rocks too. And Brandy won't have any color in her collection, so there's something out there for everyone. And hey, I'll take the big gigantic pink calcite, no problem.
Oh, I like the little arsenopyrite.
Yeah, that's pretty killer too. So anyway, hey, thank you so much for inviting me to your house of business here in Prague and showing me all these fine things. I feel like I've learned a lot about Dal'negorsk today.
That's good. So the next time when you come, you'll be able to figure it all out for yourself. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. That's good, Justin.
All right.
I look forward to your next visit.
All right, excellent. All right, so
School will start next Tuesday,
yeah.
9 a.m. Be there.
All right, excellent. Again, thanks for joining us today, and hey, we'll talk to you later. And that does it for another week's episode of the TheVugCast. We will be back soon with another episode, so stay tuned to TheVug.com, and we will see you next time.